Hello and welcome to Chocolate Covered Games. This is our monthly melt segment of our fives. This is the last monthly melt of the year, being that it's December. So this month I got to choose, and I decided to do something a little bit different.
Okay.
Instead of doing like R5 this or that 5 that, I decided to take a classic holiday song, 12 Days of Christmas, and break it up to odds and evens. So I would be evens and you'd be odds. And to keep with fives, we're not doing 12 or 1. Those are just going to be staying the same. So, but everything for your list had to be board game related.
Sort of.
Like a game or a thing that involves it, like gaming tables or storage bins or
Sort of.
table flips. I'm assuming yours is like tractor and koala, and you're like, I'm just going to make up words.
Yeah, sort of.
I can see that. Well, with that being said, you would start off with number 11, or the 11th day of Christmas.
We're going down?
Yeah, that's how the song goes.
Well, now I got to make sure I keep track of things, because I did it the other way. So then 11, I guess you're not going to tell people what 12 is?
Well, I said we're keeping 12 and 1, so it'd be 12 drummers drumming.
Just wanted to see if you knew what it was.
Yeah. I know this song.
So 11, I put 11 other monthly melts to watch from this year.
Okay.
Definitely check out all our other monthly melt videos. And make sure you like them all, because that helps.
It does so.
So, yes, 11 other monthly melt videos from this year.
But then don't watch this one, because you're telling them to only watch 11.
Well, no, I said that there's 11 other ones.
For 10, I went with a game.
Okay.
And I went with 10 tensies, which would be a great gift.
Oh, it's a terrible game.
Well, no, a game, yes, but gift-wise, it's 4 sets of 6, or 4 sets of 10 6-sided dice. So this would be 60 sets of 10-sided dice you would get. You would never need dice, or at least the 6-sided kind.
Yeah, but
Then you could give those ones out as gifts. Like, I got you a set of 10 6-sided dice.
Yep.
You essentially bought multiple gifts at once.
Yep.
It's a brilliant move.
It's a terrible move.
Well, especially if people are playing like D&D first edition, where it was all based off the D6. So you, instead of rolling, 20, you'd be like, you roll 5 D6s, or your guy rolls 3 D6s. Everything was off the D6.
All right. So that was number 10.
That was the 10th day.
Number 9, I listed Orchard or Grove, because they are 9-card games.
And they are 9-card games.
Yes, they're double-sided, so they can be played as 18-card games, but it is Orchard, 9-card game, and Grove, 9-card game.
Yeah, but see, you fell into the button shy mistake. You listed both, making it 18 days. Like, they're 18-card games that come with 42 extra cards.
Yep, but Orchard and Grove are nifty little 9-card games. They use dice, too.
Well, one does.
Yeah. But 9, Orchard or Grove.
Yep. Mine, 8, is 8-hour game session. Most people, when they play a big game, they'll last between 8 and 2 weeks, depending how big the game is.
Yep.
Twilight Imperium, I'm assuming takes 2 weeks.
You mean Twilight Struggle?
No, the one that they just came out with, the 3rd edition.
The 4th edition?
Whatever. And, it's Imperium.
No, it's not.
Twilight Struggle is the Russian one, where it's America versus Russian. I know my board games.
It's not Imperium.
Twilight Imperium. Or other super long games like, I don't know, Diplomacy. You looking up how I'm right? Yeah, it's got like the line on the box.
Yes, Twilight Imperium 4th edition.
Yeah. Not Struggle. Struggle is the Cold War game.
Yeah.
Which is not a space operatic game with a lion.
I wonder if it actually tells you like the hours of play. Oh, 240 to 480 minutes.
480 minutes would be 60, 120, 240. 300, 360, 420. So 7 hours.
Yeah. So
So
I
yeah.
should have put that under 7.
Well, if this is your first time learning the game,
Well, then it's 14 hours.
yeah, you double it. So 8-hour game session for like games like that.
So my number 7 is very similar.
7-hour game session.
Mine is 7 hours to play Through the Ages.
Yep.
Because that's just about what it took the time I played Through the Ages. Was 7 hours. Because 3 of the 4 of us were learning the game for the first time. And it just felt like it never ended, but it was a lot of fun. So 7 is 7 hours to play Through the Ages.
So we're currently at 15 hours of gameplay.
Yes.
My number 6, or the 6th day, 6-sided dice. The most commonly used dice out there. Though I really hope that one guy's invention takes off. The double D6s, they're the D12s. Yeah. They're really nice dice. But that wouldn't make sense for the 6th day.
Yeah.
On the 6th day, double 6th.
Yep.
That was my 6th day.
Okay.
Not more because everybody loves dice.
So
Chessex stays in business.
For number 5, I told Tim I was using this one, and he didn't like it, that I was using this one, because he doesn't consider it real board game related. But 5 cheese-dusted fingerprints on cards.
Yep. Well, it's the one thing gamers love the most. You should make the greasiest, powdery stuff you can and ask to play their newest game.
As apparently, cheese-dusted snacks are apparently a board gamer go-to.
You do that, and if it's the brand new game, you also drive the person wild by bending the cards a little bit while you're playing. Like, just really bending them.
So have, cheese curls, some, maybe fries.
Yeah, just a bucket of grease. Like crisp.
And bend the cards is what you're saying?
Like, oh, this is my card, cool. Okay. I like to really crease them good.
Yep.
And then you'll never be asked to play in that play group again.
But 5 cheese-dusted fingerprints on cards.
My 4 doesn't really do much with gaming, and that is Connect 4.
It's a game.
It's as much as a game as any, I guess. It's a lot like Twilight Imperium.
Yep.
Or wait, no, correction, Struggle. The game that clearly I was talking about.
Yep.
Yep, so it's 4 Connect 4s, or that would be Connect 16. Could have went with 4, what's the one that Blue Orange makes?
Blocks.
But it's spelled differently.
BLOX.
Yeah, S.
Or no, it's
Z.
Bricks.
Bricks.
Bricks. BRIXX.
Yeah.
Or just BRIX. Yeah, Bricks.
Which is a fancier Connect 4.
Yep. All right.
Okay, that was my number 4,
Okay.
Connect 4.
My number 3 is 3 local miniature wargame conventions. For us in our area, we do have 3 miniature wargaming conventions. One is coming up in March called Cold Wars. That's happening in Valley Forge. Then during the summer, we have Historicon in Lancaster. And in the fall, we have Fall In, also in Lancaster. So I thought, 3 works for our 3 local miniature wargame conventions, which we went to 1 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Historicon. Don't know if maybe we'll go to Cold Wars. I'd like to check it out. Valley Forge isn't that far away from us. And Fall In, again, Lancaster's half hour from us. So do go check out your local conventions.
Yeah. And to finish off our list at 2.
So they don't get 1 either?
Well, do you know what 1 is?
Nope.
Exactly. No one knows how that song starts off.
1 is
You're trying to think of the...
No, I have what I'm going to go, but I'll let you do 2.
Because I know which one you're going to use. But 2 is the most useful one to us, and that's 2-player variant. Most games have 2-player variants when they go down to 2.
Or just 2-player games.
Yeah, well, no, because those wouldn't be a variant then. That'd be the norm.
Yeah.
I just did an unboxing of WWE Royal Rumble, the card game. That will be coming an unboxing next year. And it says it plays 2 to, I think, 8 players. And the rule book is 3 pages long. It tells you how to set up for everybody from 3 players to 8 players. So I'm like, oh, okay, there's probably a 2-player variant somewhere in this rule book. There is no 2-player variant in the book.
Huh.
It does not tell you how to play with 2 players,
Huh.
which is weird. Like, nowhere in there, because each player count gives a different setup.
Huh.
So it claims to play 2, but who knows?
So that's your number 2?
Yep, and that would end it, but I guess you can give your joke thing.
It's not a joke.
Uh-huh.
And for number 1, it's a partridge playing a solo game.
Yep.
As in Partridge, maybe like David Cassidy.
Ooh, I don't think he's with us anymore. I think we lost him this year.
No.
We lost one of the Partridge people this year.
You're going to make me look up see if David Cassidy. So one of the Partridge family playing a solo game.
I think they all went at once during a TV reunion special. It was very tragic.
Was it David Cassidy from...
I wasn't alive during the 70s. Don't ask me, Mr. I was alive in the 70s.
I was alive for like 6 months. Yes, he was a part of the Partridge family. He actually passed away in 2017.
Maybe it was Florence, the mom, that passed.
But one of the Partridge family playing a solo game.
Yep. Hello, and welcome to the monthly melt of December 2022, our last monthly melt of the year.
Yep.
We gonna do our vote for this segment. I put out what games will you be playing with your family during this holiday break.
Okay.
Now I will say the vote count is a little bit lower than normal, mainly because I did delete one option when I was running away with the thing, and then I got a lot of angry complaints on the comments, so I put it back in, and it made its way all the way back up to second. It would have been a runaway first if I didn't delete it the first time. So I'll get to that when I get to that.
Well, why'd you delete it?
Well, when I get there, I'll explain that. But if I didn't, we had 78 votes that counted.
Okay.
I
think that's a lot of votes.
Well, it would have been in the hundreds if I didn't delete the one thing. But let's start off with our one that got 0 votes.
Okay.
Because I normally put out like 5 to 7 answers and I let the community add on.
Yeah.
So this was one that I suggested because I thought, well, maybe people play this around the holidays, but
okay.
No one does, and that's the risk. Because it's an old timey Hasbro game that.
But it's not really that like family game. They're gonna play that with grandparents.
Yeah, well, Granddad wants to remind you how he can dominate the world better than you.
That'd be Axis and Allies.
So that surprisingly was 0 vote, got 0%.
I'm not surprised.
The next one is they got 1 vote, 1% of the grand total. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 games.
Okay.
Just
read them off.
Well, one of these games I did suggest.
Okay.
So the games are Racco.
Okay.
Empire Builder.
I haven't played.
Sorry, which was my suggestion.
Okay.
And Backgammon.
Okay. Glad to see a classic on there like Backgammon.
Surprised Racco made it.
That's a good older game.
But you never hear him. Like, I think we have a copy.
We do
somewhere.
Yeah,
it's been years since we played it.
No, I actually played it the one night at our church game night because one of the kids there, it's like his favorite game.
If I was gonna play Racco, I'd probably just play digital at this point.
Well, I mean that's what happens with a lot. That's how I play Backgammon.
Well, yeah, I think card-based games.
Backgammon isn't cards.
Well, it's dice.
Yeah.
Okay, cards/dice-based games.
Especially older games like that,
yeah,
where it's hard to find people to play with.
I can't remember what Empire Builder is.
It's a train game.
Is it?
I believe.
I thought Empire Builder was the one where you're moving cubes.
No, I don't have my phone on me.
Oh.
And we're using yours to
film.
But
apparently at least one person's playing it with their family. Next up, we have 3 games that got 2 votes, or 2%. Okay. One of them I just suggest. Connect 4.
Okay.
Not me. Skippo.
Okay.
not me, and Hearts.
That was you.
That was me.
Because that's like one of your favorite games.
It is a great game.
I don't think I've ever played Skippo.
I might have played it once.
Maybe when I was younger. I don't remember much about it. Hearts, only way to play that again's on the computer.
Well, I think the votes for 2 are interesting because Connect 4 is a 2-player game.
Yeah.
Skippo, I think, plays up to 6.
Well, I don't know.
And then Hearts is only a 4-player.
Yeah.
So not really a lot of party games going on right now. Then
But Connect 4 is something you play with your kids,
yeah,
grandkids, other people's kids.
yeah,
Or you get, Battle Connect 4 where you're throwing haymakers.
yeah. Next up, we got one at 3 votes.
Okay.
With 3%, and that is Sequence.
Okay.
We've played.
We
Sequence.
played that. We played it where it was the state capital one.
Yeah.
Not the actual just card
one. Yeah.
one. Though that's the version we do own.
Mm-hmm. That's a good game.
Though we own it, but we never played it. Along with like lots of other games sitting around us.
I could see how that makes the list. It's easy enough rules.
Yeah, and it's an older game, so it's a good game choice to play with families at the holidays.
This next one, with oddly enough, all 3 of them I suggested.
Okay.
With 4 votes apiece at 5%. Dominoes,
Okay.
Gin Rummy,
All right.
and Scrabble.
Dominoes is fine. Gin Rummy's fine. We played that a lot growing up
Yeah.
at our grandparents.
Scrabble.
And Scrabble.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you got to spell.
Yeah. Now I will say if I were to play a Scrabble game, I think I'd play Word Up, where you can switch the letters and make different words.
I mean, I'll only play Scrabble if I can use the word Quidjibo.
Oh wait, no, there was one more. I thought this was a 5-0. Monopoly
Okay.
was also with 4 votes.
Monopoly's okay. Yeah, I will only play Scrabble if I can use Quidjibo.
Yep.
Which is what? A large...
Balding North American ape.
Yeah. For those of you that watch Simpsons, you get that reference.
I think Monopoly, if I were to play at this point in my life, I would want to buy the version called the longest version of Monopoly.
Oh, that one where it's 3?
It's 3, and when you're eliminated, you have to wait for the second board to start, and you're still just sitting there. And it's supposed to take like 7 hours.
Yeah, we didn't even play a lot of Monopoly when we were younger. We played it here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. I don't think we own a copy.
Yeah, we do. We
own a Hershey one.
We own Hershey Park
Hershey
Opera.
Park, yeah.
Which they probably put it in-house based on like the money and like the board. Like how flimsy it was.
The Candyland version of Hershey Park was terrible. That was worse.
But like all the licensed Opoly, like the boards and whatnot are still fine.
Yeah.
And this Hershey Park one's like, are they sure this wasn't just somebody in the back of their car?
Yeah, and unfortunately the price they charge is ridiculous for it.
Next up with 5 votes or 6%.
Okay.
I did not put, but I was surprised somebody suggested and got this many votes. Rummikub. Rummikub.
Yeah, we played that a lot growing up.
It's a great game.
I mean, it's gin rummy with cubes.
I wish I would have backed the thing on Kickstarter. It was like the most expensive version. It was like really nice.
Yeah, again, we don't play it much anymore though. That is an older game that, yeah, if somebody asked me to play, I'd play definitely. Like I said, we played that a lot.
But I think the fancy version on Kickstarter was a nice touch because a lot of these older games they get like really fancy versions like chess and checkers and whatnot. This is one of those games like, man, a really fancy version would be nice for this game.
It's like cherry wood stands and ivory tiles.
It was like I think it was like
porcelain.
Marble. Yeah, something like
granite.
Cribbage.
Box weighs like 80 pounds.
Cribbage.
That was next.
With 5 votes as well.
Okay.
Never played Cribbage.
Played that a lot when I was working for my friend's parents.
Wait, I think
at their office.
Is this the one where you have to have either matching numbers or make like 13s?
No, 15s and like runs.
Yeah, okay. Now I have played Cribbage. I played it online.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one I suggested on this whole list, Yahtzee at 5 votes.
Played a lot of Yahtzee growing up. Mm-hmm. That has definitely been replaced.
Yeah.
By
Yahtzee Jackpot.
Yahtzee, yep.
Hey, it's a better version of Yahtzee.
In my top It's my number 4 game of all time.
Something like that.
Is a Yahtzee game, but it's Yahtzee Jackpot.
Yeah.
But really, it's been replaced by Dice Throne. But Yahtzee Jackpot, if you do not, or if you've never seen Yahtzee Jackpot, go find it. It's a lot of fun.
It is. Then we come to our big hitters here.
Okay.
With 6 votes at 8%. Surprised this one didn't do better.
All right.
Ticket to Ride.
We're past that as an introductory game now.
But I think families own it now,
Yeah.
so I think this would have been the thing that replaced Monopolies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
we own it right there.
Yep.
Still in wrap.
Yep. Now we come to our last 3 games. Not grouped together, but just in general.
Oh, so these are the 3 that ran away with it?
Well, the next one all by itself with 8 votes at 10%.
Okay.
This is the one that I got rid of originally.
Okay.
And it was at like 41 votes.
Okay.
And I said, no, we're not doing this, internet. Stop trolling me. And then comments got on me saying, how dare I, hush their voice kind of jargon.
Yeah.
And you want to take a guess what game I got rid of?
Gloomhaven?
No.
You already did Monopoly. Tenzi?
Nope. I'll give you one more guess.
Blood Rage?
Nope.
Yeah.
The answer? None.
No. Oh, there are people that don't play games that. What is the actual category here? Games you play with your family at the holidays?
I said games that you'll be playing with your family this holiday.
Okay, so maybe there are people that will be playing games.
Yeah, and that would be like if I said, what's your favorite kind of ice cream? And I'd walk up to them and I'd be like, my favorite kind of ice cream is meatloaf. And everybody's like, yeah, we love meatloaf. I'd be like, yeah, it's fine, you like meatloaf. I'm doing an ice cream survey. I was doing, what games are you playing? Not, are you playing a game, which is yes, no.
Yeah. Okay.
So after I caved into
But meatloaf ice cream would be awesome. I'm sure somebody has it.
So after I caved into the people yelling at me on the internet, I rewrote none in, and it got like 8 votes because I only put it back the last day.
Yeah.
So it would have been like 49 or 50 votes in total, and would have blown everything else away.
Well, and so what games are you playing? And again, none may be the correct answer.
The way I word it is, what games will you be playing?
Yeah.
Not are you going to be playing?
Well, if I wouldn't have dragged you to play a game the other night, we wouldn't have played any.
No, that's too nice to go.
Yeah, I said the other night. Yeah, we wouldn't have played any. Because all of a sudden, hashtag Tim hates fun.
I hate everything about fun. Then our tied for first place.
Okay.
With 10 votes apiece.
Okay.
With 13% of the votes overall. Is Uno.
Okay, I can see that being a big game to play this time of year.
And the game that really surprised me, that I didn't think would be this high up, Clue.
Yeah, that one does surprise me. Well, a lot of people like Clue. And Clue's having a resurgence because of movies and...
In fairness, I should have put what they wrote down instead of Clue. Because the person that suggested it must be British in origin. Because they put Cluedo.
Okay.
Which is still Clue. It's just how they spell it.
I thought you meant they put 13 Dead End Drive.
No.
But, yeah, Clue's having a resurgence.
Things like Knife Out, Glass Onions, where it's the whole murder mystery thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of those movies coming out, and it seems to be a big thing right now. We do own a Clue.
And we own a bad version of Clue. Perry Mason.
That's not Clue.
It's Clue. You go around and you have to guess the things because you put the stuff.
Yeah, but it's not the actual Clue.
Yeah, that's why I said bad version of Clue.
We own the Simpsons Clue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get Trivial Pursuit.
I'm surprised no one suggested Cards Against Humanity or anything like that.
I figured Trivial Pursuit, maybe Life, a lot more kids games.
Man, well, like I said, I leave the comments open.
Yeah, older kids games. I'm surprised people didn't suggest any of those.
Oh no, like I said, the Runaway was none.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we didn't get more things like Gloomhaven, Endless Winter.
Yeah.
Bigger games, but again, if you're talking what games are you playing with your family?
Well, in fairness,
Unless you're a family of gamers.
Well, in fairness, my question said classic in quotation marks.
Classic. Okay.
Like I wasn't expecting somebody to like name something that just came out because that's not classic.
Okay.
I was going for holiday classics.
Yeah.
Like Hi Ho Cherry-O or Cuties or whatever it's called. Don't Break the Ice.
Cuties is a game. Don't Break the Ice. Ants in the Pants.
Yeah.
Monkeys in the Barrel or whatever.
The one where you pull the sticks and the marbles come
Plank.
Plank?
Yeah, there's
Kerplunk.
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 Yeah.
No Jenga on here.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if just sitting around here, do we have any
classic games?
Not sitting around us, but
I guess the Magnificent.
Yep.
I think Pan Am could get there in a couple years.
Yeah.
Give it 10 years. I think if it stays where it's at popularity wise.
We have an Uno. We have a couple Uno decks.
Yep. I have the party's Uno deck. That if I ever go to one of their signings, I'm going to get them to sign the box.
That's what Cesaro, Xavier Woods, Tyler Breeze,
and Adam Cole.
Which now all four of them are in different places.
Yep.
But yeah, we have that. I'm trying to think what else we have classic wise. We have Ruma Cube.
Do we have
we have a Yahtzee.
Yeah, we do probably have a basic Yahtzee.
We have a base Yahtzee.
We have like 6 different versions of Yahtzees.
Oh yeah, my favorite jackpot Yahtzee, and then we have like
Casino
Yahtzee.
We have the electronic one.
Which you got to do the dice, paint the dice on that, so we can actually play that. Because since they're so worn, because I think they're wooden dice.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to December 2022's monthly melt segment, Backed. So Tim's going to talk about some crowdfunding games.
Yep. 3 more crowdfunding games I've backed in the past.
And I'm guessing none of these were ones I did, or
ones you backed. Well, no, because that's not how it works.
I only backed one game ever.
No, there is a game on here that's Doug's standard. I wish I knew how to back this game. I'm just so dumb in life. How do you back things? It has a back button. Woo, there went my phone. Oh, well, I guess I'll bug Tim to back it.
Well, if he backs it, he pays for it. It's not being stupid, it's being smart.
Well, the problem with this one is, when we get to it, you hated this game. It was like me burning money.
What?
Yeah, when we get there, you'll remember how much you disliked it.
Do we still own it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because we own every game we've bought.
Alright.
Gotta do a calling soon.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the first one, because you despised this game.
I don't know any game I despise.
Alright. Well, the first one, working our way forward in time, forward, going from back to now, ended on July 7th, 2016.
Okay.
It is probably one of the biggest games I've backed, as in area-wise, like everything.
Okay.
This table, we'll eventually have it on here because you keep bugging about playing it.
Okay, so I know what it is.
What is it?
Massive Darkness.
Massive Darkness, made by Simon.
Which I heard that the second one is way better.
I've heard parts of it are better. Like the system works about better. But
yeah. We've only played one time since we've got this.
Yeah, we played the first one. Well, we didn't have a place to play it. Like
we played at the church.
No, we played at the church the first time, and we couldn't keep it there.
No, but now that we have a table here, we can leave it set up and play through. That's my goal with some of these bigger games we have, is being able to let them stay set up and play through them a couple times.
But I would say Massive Darkness is... I don't know if... I'll say it's probably one of Simon's non-bigger games.
It sold a lot.
It did, but like when you hear Simon, you hear all these other games. They really don't bring up this one a lot.
No. It was one that was dropped pretty quick, and I think that's because of the reception it got.
Yeah.
It came out was a hit right away and died quick. But man, there's a lot of content for this.
Yeah.
Holy cow, we have boxes and boxes of stuff.
Well, the biggest thing I remember about this is right after this Kickstarter ended, like a couple months later, another one started called like Bloods of Sands or something. It was some game
it
company.
was a rip-off exactly of it, word for word, everything just, yeah.
It was like a fake company and like
Yeah.
the
Yep, I remember
EU or everybody's like, all your like the rules they didn't change the name, so that like they had Massive Darkness in the rule book yet.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, well, we probably shouldn't back this, and Kickstarter stepped in and shut down the.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I remember about this Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Was about another Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to sit down and play it again. Get it down here.
I enjoyed it, because the character I picked was actually from one of the expansions to play, and I thought that was cool how you could build up that character.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get that out and play through it where we can leave it set up here, and hopefully over the next like 3 months we get to play way more things because I won't be working as much.
Well, I definitely want to figure out how to hang the camera down from one of these beams so I can get the table.
So hopefully we can get some playthroughs of some stuff.
So that was the first one from Backed.
Okay.
The next one finished July 14th, 7 days later.
All right.
2016.
Was this the one I bugged for?
Nope.
Okay.
This is the third one. This one was originally made by White Wizard Games. Now they've changed their name to Wise Wizard Games.
Is this HeroScape?
This is Hero Realms.
Or Hero Realms, yeah. HeroScape. Hero Realms.
This was their first Hero Realms.
Yeah.
Out of all of them. I will say I do play this game a lot. Not the physical version, ever since they released the digital version. I love playing the digital version.
I think I only played Hero Realms one time.
I've played it a couple times. I played it when I played it one time when you weren't with me at the game table. I played it with the Johannings.
Okay.
It is your standard deck building game.
Yeah, which you'd think I would have played it more. We own it, and deck building's like my favorite mechanic.
The only thing that this really did different is the box came with a campaign.
Yeah.
Where you had character. Well, you didn't have characters at the time. You had your base card. Characters came later.
Yeah. I need to pull that out and do the campaign.
Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing about the online version, is you can play the campaign through that. But yeah, Hero Realms, great game. It'll show up on this back thing 2 more times because there's 2 other campaigns.
And you're a completionist.
Well, that's very fun.
We're not really completionists because we have games where we don't have everything.
It's true. Where's all your Marvel? What's it called?
You got all the Marvel United stuff.
No, the other Marvel, the deck building game.
Oh, Legendary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your 80 sets of Legendary?
Yeah, I bailed on that.
They're still putting out Legendary.
Yes. I bailed on that a long time ago.
They will not stop making Legendary content until the MCU bubble bursts.
Well, that's like all the DC deck builder.
Yeah, but that's a whole lot less. It's a whole lot slower. Mainly because Cryptozoic's not that well run a company.
Yeah, and though except the big boxes they put out for that don't fit the stuff.
It's true. They make terrible big boxes. Everybody's like, just give us a box that can fit the big cards. They're like, we hear you this time. Do the same thing the second time in a row.
Because I think they just put out another big box.
With the same problem.
Yes.
That for some reason they can't figure out. Make your boxes fit your games.
Yeah. And and be able to put like the little counter things that
the
came with
chips. And,
yeah. I mean, we use medicine bottles.
But I will give Everdale Big Box their credit. They made a system where everything fits snugly.
Did they give you a picture on how to put it all in?
They did.
That's the best thing.
Because there's certain ways you have to put certain things in there. Especially the boards on the bottom. It's like a Tetris game.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, they'll never release any more Everdale. 1 week later, they release My Little Everdale.
Yep.
Making me a complete liar.
Yep. But no, Hero Realms, I do need to play.
Yep. And the last one, the Doug's, I gotta have this. I'm gonna keep sobbing around the house until you back it.
I don't know what this
You're
is,
like,
and I never do that.
You're like, oh, it's only $16. but I only got $15 to my name. What will I do? And then you look over at me and it's like, I see you have $17.
What game is this? Apparently I don't like it.
Oh, we played it and you're like, well, we're never playing this again. It funded July 21st, so another 7 days later. Each one of these was a week off.
What game was this?
It's made by Green Couch Games.
Oh, Rocky Road Alamode?
Yep.
I like that game.
You sat there and you were so disappointed in this. You're like, this is nothing like what I thought it would be.
That's not at all.
Yeah.
It's an okay game.
That's the great... This game was okay. Thank God you spent your okay money on it.
It's a fine game.
Now it's just fine. It keeps going down.
Fine's better than okay.
No, okay is better than fine. You're like, how are you feeling? I'm feeling fine. Or, I'm feeling okay. Completely different.
Is it in my top 100 games? I don't think.
I don't even think it's in your top 200 games.
Yeah, I don't think I go that high.
Since you want this game so much, why don't you explain how the game works?
You move your ice cream truck around
How?
with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not?
You can use your nose or feet.
But I remember that you collect the little ice cream things that you put on the back of the ice cream truck. It's been a long time since we played it. I like the theme. I sell Italian ice. I have an Italian ice business. I have a concession trailer. It fits what I do. And do you remember every single game that you own how to play it?
I do.
All right. How do you play Space Invaders?
Well, we haven't played that yet.
We played when it came, the original.
I'm going to say that one.
Flip ships.
You put the ship on the well, that one doesn't have the thing, but that one you flip yourself.
Do you remember everything about it?
Yeah, you put the board down, and where you land the thing is the points you get. And then there's like a cup on the end that you can land in.
No, it was a little box thing
Yeah.
that you made. What about,
I remember all these.
yep, trying to think. Ladder 29.
Ladder 29. That is a set collecting game that you...
You're wrong.
No, it is.
It's not set collecting.
Because, whatever you call it, it's like Fox in the Forest. It's not set... That's, what's the mechanic called? Hey, that's a mechanic, not the rules.
Trick-taking.
Trick-taking game. They have 5 cards that sit out that explain different ways you can score your tricks. Then you both lay down cards, and based off the trick that happens, you score based on one of the 5 current available things.
Subsearch.
Subsearch is Battleship, but with 3 boards.
Sort of.
And it can go down, and then if you hit certain things, it goes left.
Carrier Strike.
Carrier Strike is a game where you play against each other, where you have both choppers and I was
Wrong.
gonna rhyme choppers with jeeps, but they don't rhyme.
That's not Carrier Strike.
Choppers.
It's not Carrier Strike.
Carrier Strike is the aircraft one.
Yeah.
That is essentially Battleship, but with planes.
It's not.
It's a dogfight.
No.
Yeah, because you have the little planes.
It's not.
Yeah, it is. What game was I thinking of?
The game that we can't find because I think either my grandparents or parents sold it, and that was Chopper Strike with the jeeps and the helicopters.
Yeah.
They had the plastic board up top of the I love that game.
Because one person played the jeeps and one person played
the
game. Choppers.
That was like one of my favorite games when I was little. Now it's like $50 to find it. But yeah, so Rocky Road Alamode, it's a game about having an ice cream truck and building up your ice cream truck.
It's a game about conning your brother out of $16.
It's not.
That would be a good game.
That's a game you should design.
Exactly $16.
Yep.
Otherwise, you get onto your con and like,
Yep.
wait a second.
Yep. And you back games you don't like.
Name 3.
Apparently Rocky Road Alamode.
Okay.
Houdini Poutini.
So another game that you made me back.
You don't like it. I like it. No, it's a good game. I just don't remember much about it because we haven't played it in so long.
Well, we didn't have a table that could fit it.
Yeah.
Now we do.
Green Couch Games makes a lot of those small games. I think we own a couple Green Couch games.
I think they only make 3 games.
No, they have a whole bunch. But those are backed.
Back for... this is episode 3 of Backed.
Okay, there you go.
I just marked them as episode.
Okay.
They're not based off... Because if I said the backed month of this, people think games I backed this month. Which I didn't back any this month. Because there wasn't anything to back.
Yeah, December's a terrible month to back games. I almost backed something in November. There were 2 games I almost backed. I think they were in November, weren't they?
They were. Because when we get there, I'll have to list one of them. I have to list baseball legacy or whatever it's
Lawrence
called.
of Baseball?
Yeah, that's the
I didn't
one.
think you backed that.
Because somebody kept complaining that they wanted it for Christmas.
The one that I really wanted.
What the...
A most fearsome sacrifice.
Well, one was a whole lot cheaper.
Well, the one was like $70, the other was $115.
Mm-hmm.
And I am kicking myself for not backing a most fearful sacrifice.
Is that
That's the Civil War game.
Yeah.
Apparently it is like one of the quintessential Civil War games, and the map is amazing.
It does not fit this table because it's a 15-foot by 15-foot board.
It's a 15 square foot map, hand drawn by a gentleman who's now since passed away. But so have you backed any of the games here, Hero Realms, Rocky Road, Alamode, or
Massive Darkness?
Massive Darkness? Let us know in the comments. Have you backed anything recently?
Have you been duped into backing things? If so, call an attorney. I don't know. They probably wouldn't help. Going to Judge Judy.
Yep.
I've been duped.
Hello, and welcome to December 2022's monthly melt off-topic segment.
Mm-hmm.
For this month, I got to pick the topic, and I just decided, let's talk about 2022. Sort of a year in review, and it can be anything that happened in 2022.
It is our most recent year.
I have some of my favorite songs that came out this year, some sports things, some other things. So I don't know what you have on the top of your list there. What do you have? Songs?
He told me to come up with like songs, movies, and other things.
Okay.
So
let's. What were your songs that came out in 2022 that you enjoyed?
Well, they're in no particular order.
Okay.
I came up with 3.
Okay. I have way more than 3.
But
But I do listen to a lot more music than you do.
Yeah, I hate music and fun. 2 things I hate the most.
Well, no, because when I go do work at the fire department, when I go in and do the treasure work there, I always have music on. I have music on a lot.
So 3 songs that came out this year that I really enjoyed.
All right.
One's from a local group, Hailstorm.
Okay.
And the song is The Steeple. Then another song from this year. Well, they're all from this year. I don't have to say that. Is a group called Bring Me the Horizon. The song called Strangers. And lastly is Ghost and their newest song, which is currently on the radio, Spillways.
Okay. I've heard of 2 of the groups. Tim and I have listened to vastly different music.
Bring Me the Horizon is fairly new. I think they're only been in the mainstream for 2 years.
So none of my choices are in that rock, metal. So I actually had 3 songs that, and I'll give you these 3 to start. They released in 2021, but they didn't chart till 2022.
I consider them a 2021 song.
So I watch a lot of year-end music things. I've seen some people include them in their 2022. I've seen some people who don't because they were released in 2021. It's like if you release a song December 31st of 2022.
It's a 2022
does
song.
It, it's not going to chart in 2022.
But it was released.
So it's one of those things. But so I'll throw these as honorable mentions for songs that charted this year. And those are Till You Can't by Cody Johnson, Damn Straight by Scotty McCreery, and With a Woman You Love, Justin Moore. Damn Straight, Scotty McCreery might be. Nah. I was going to say it might be my most listened to song on this list, but it's definitely not. There's another song on here that I've listened to more this year than any other song this year. Some of my other songs for this year, I'll give you two that aren't mainstream artists, depending where you live. One is I'm Just a Clown by Charlie Crockett, who is a very traditionalist, neo-traditionalist country artist. If you like that old school country sound, Charlie Crockett's a guy to check out. And one that is, they're a country group, but a lot of their songs don't sound very country-ish. It's a band called Whiskey Myers. Again, they're don't get radio play, but it's a song called John Wayne. The video is really cool too to that. So those are my two under the radar picks for this year. So then going through the rest of my list, Hand on You by Parker McCollum is out now. Actually, a bunch of these are out right now. Problem was I worked so much during the summer, I didn't get to listen to a lot of radio. But it's very much a story song, and I'm a big story song person. Sort of like Lightning by Eric Church. I just like that, the storylines in songs, and I think that's great. One you actually mentioned earlier today when we were out and about. We were in the car. It's Whiskey on You, Nate Smith.
Oh, well, I didn't meant.
Well,
I told you my phone.
Yes,
told me what it was.
Your phone told you what it was. Whiskey on You, Nate Smith. Really like this guy's voice. Excited to see where his career goes. Gone. Luke Combs. Really good song. I'm a sucker for that style of song. But hands down, my number one listened to song of the entire year. I've listened to this song all the time. If it's on the radio, I crank it up, and you probably know what it is. Mm-hmm. What is it?
It is the new Lady A song.
Oh.
I can't think of what it's called.
She Had Me at Heads, Carolina.
Yeah.
Cole Swindell. That song comes on. I just... It's that throwback 90s thing. To me, 90s country music is what I love the most. So those are just songs of the year. Mm-hmm. So what do you have next there on your list?
I have something everybody should do, and that's read. I have books.
Okay.
Books.
That came out this year?
They did come out this year. I only read 2 books that came out this year.
All right.
I've had more books, but they came out this year. One is Disrupting the Game by Reggie Fils-Aimé. He was the head of Nintendo US overall. He stepped down earlier this year. Wrote a book. It's a really interesting book about him growing up and learning how to do business in a style that's not very American-like, working with a Japanese company and bringing that here and then trying to integrate American leadership styles into a Japanese company.
All right.
Very fascinating. Very good read. And then the other one is a nerd book to show off how nerdy I am.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the book.
No. It's Avatar The Last Airbender, Dawn of Yang Chang by F.C. Yi.
Okay.
It's in the Avatar universe.
All right.
You know, I do like some nerd grouping out there. That's one of the franchises I do follow. And it's just a fun book in, that world.
Well, this year I didn't read any books from this year. The only book I've been reading this year So on a personal 2022 thing, I started a health journey this year. I've been reading the book that is associated with the health program I'm on. That's the only book I've really read this year. Well, the two books that are part of that, I have a whole boatload of Civil War books I want to dig into. I just don't have the time to sit and read. But sometime, and none of those came out this year. They're all older books.
In fairness, if there's any kids watching this, don't read. You become a nerd, and people beat you up.
Oh.
Tell people you're illiterate, and then you have a TikTok with at least, I don't know, 31 followers.
Yep.
I don't know how many people.
Read history books. They're good reads. So what else do you have there on your list?
I have movies.
Movies, okay.
I've seen multiple movies, but only 4 that came out this year.
Okay.
And 1 did not make the cut of the 4 movies. That's the one we saw 2 days ago.
Really? You didn't like that?
I'd put these 3 above it.
Okay.
The one that I didn't put...
Well, that's actually my number 1 movie of the year.
Yeah. Well, is that the only one that you've seen this year? That
no, I saw 4.
Okay. Well, I'll let you say that one then. But the other 3 movies from this year that came out that I watched,
okay,
these are in no particular order. Well, maybe. They're kind of in the order that they came out.
Okay.
Sonic 2 we saw early.
Yep.
In the year. Then The Bad Guys.
I didn't see that.
That's on Hulu, I think.
Yeah.
And the other one was from Roku. It was their original movie, Weird, the Weird Al story.
I gotta watch that. Was that good?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard it was good.
I thought I wasn't gonna like Daniel Radcliffe as
Yeah.
Weird Al, but he really makes it, his and makes learning the history of Weird Al really come to life.
Well, I guess technically I watched like the first 3 or 4 minutes of the Bad Guys, and I fell asleep.
Yeah. Normally, if you watch a movie, you can kind of watch.
Yeah.
That's why I say I've watched The Godfather like 60 times.
That was back when this summer I was working like 14.5-hour days, 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I come home and I couldn't really watch anything. I just slept. But I saw 4 movies this year. Actually, all 4 were in the theater. Sonic 2, which I enjoyed. I do enjoy the Sonic movies. That was The Lost City. Is that what it's called? John Cena, Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
That's what it was called. That was okay.
Yeah, it's based off the board game, right?
Yeah. Dog. It was okay. And then the one that Tim didn't mention was I Heard the Bells, about Henry Wadsworth Longfellow and his family. Sort of a Christmas movie.
I thought you watched The Northman this year.
Oh, I did see The Northman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're really into that Norse history, man, it's okay. I finished watching it because I started watching it. Yeah, it was okay. I forgot all about that one. But I Heard the Bells I really enjoyed. It was made by Sight and Sound Productions, which Sight and Sound has one of their theaters close to us here. Their productions are amazing, and I need to go see one. But those were the movies we saw this year, and I'm guessing you don't have anything else on your list.
I got channel information from the year. Like, it'd be fun to talk about.
All right, well, we'll get to that then.
Right.
So, me being who I am, sports for the year. We had the Winter Olympics.
We did.
In Beijing.
First country to host both summer and winter.
No, we weren't.
Yeah. Well, first city.
City.
Yeah.
So I would say we've hosted summer and winter.
America's only ever hosted winters.
France has hosted summer.
Name one summer Olympic in America.
France, I believe, has hosted both. Italy's hosted both.
Yeah, I know Italy's. I don't know.
France has.
I have to look through.
Yeah. Albertville and Paris.
Yeah.
So we had the Winter Olympics. We had the Rams beating the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yep, and then the Rams falling apart this season.
Yeah, they've had a rough year this year. Matthew Stafford got hurt. Cooper Kupp's hurt. We've had some injuries, but overall, I thought it was a good Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It
It's
very
nice to
well
see
played.
teams that normally don't make it.
Yeah. Well, the Rams beat the Titans back in the day.
Yeah. Way back.
That wasn't way back.
You're talking at least a decade ago.
The the Avalanche winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Just to you
And
and any other Tampa Bay fan.
Yep.
The other Lightning fan. Good series. Definitely a young team in the Avalanche versus that veteran team in the Lightning.
Yeah.
I expect both teams to be around quite a bit. Astros winning the World Series.
Controversial.
Was it controversial?
To everybody that's not an Astros fan.
I was happy about that. Dusty Baker finally got a World Series ring.
Now the man can retire. He's 93. Let the man.
He's not 93.
He's 95. Let the man retire.
He's not that old. His son actually played for the Harrisburg Senators this year.
His son has retired from working.
Dustin Baker.
Yeah.
Who everybody remembers
Getting pulled away from the
during the Giants Angels World Series.
Yeah. 42 years ago.
Or not Dustin, Darren.
Yeah.
Darren Baker.
Over 4 decades ago.
So I was happy for Dusty Baker. I do have a friend who their son works in the Phillies front office. He got to go to the games in Houston. Said it was pretty cool, and that the Astros fans were very nice to them. NASCAR fan. So you had Austin Cindric winning the Daytona 500. 19 different winners this year.
Yep.
With a bunch of first-time winners, including Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Daniel Suarez, Tyler Reddick. Then Kurt Busch getting injured during a Pocono practice or qualifying lap with some concussion issues, decided to retire. Kurt Busch has been around forever. I believe he was the last person to race with Jeff Gordon that was still racing. Or no. Because you have Kevin Harvick yet.
Yeah, Harvick was around then.
But Kurt Busch was the oldest NASCAR driver. Still, I think had some years left. He did get his last win this year.
Now he's just living off his wife's success.
As a polo player?
Isn't she like a top poloist?
Yeah.
Yeah. More famous than he is.
But I wasn't a Kurt Busch fan when I was younger because him and Jimmy Spencer had a rivalry, and I was a Jimmy Spencer fan. But, man, I respect Kurt Busch and became a fan of his over the years. And for me, the biggest race of the year, I should say biggest win, came at Darlington. The second Darlington race, Eric Jones, driving the 43, getting it back into victory lane in Darlington. That was pretty cool. And then Joey Logano winning his second title was a big deal for a friend of mine who's a huge Joey Logano fan. So that was pretty cool. And then, at least for me, one of the big things, and I'm so bummed I wasn't there because I had to work, the Lancaster Barnstormers won the Atlantic League Championship this year. I had to work on the night that they clinched the championship, but I was able to go to a bunch of games down the stretch, including some playoff games, and enjoy going down to games there. I got to a lot of baseball games between the Senators. I actually got to Reading this year, and then was to a bunch of Barnstormers games. So that's at least my year in sports.
Didn't mention NBA championship.
I don't even remember who won it because I probably didn't watch it.
You don't remember the Pelicans winning the national championship?
The Pelicans didn't win.
Yeah.
So
you're telling me that you didn't watch, and then all of a sudden I tell you the winner. You're like,
I know it wasn't them.
How do you know it wasn't the Pelicans?
Because I do know
the
that.
most dominant NBA team known to man. I think it might have been the Lakers. I don't know.
It was the Warriors.
Was it?
Yeah.
So it was the Warriors 6. I believe.
I don't follow basketball.
You love basketball. You're the biggest Pelicans fan I know. You're all about the New
No,
Orleans Pelican.
if somebody makes me choose a basketball team, it's Memphis. I do enjoy Memphis. They beat the Celtics.
Wow. Well, I'll be a Charlotte Bobcat fan till the day I
Well, they
die.
don't exist anymore.
Well, that's good because now I don't have to follow basketball no more. I was
They
ride or
went back
die.
to the Hornets.
I was ride or die Bobcats and their terrible logo.
And I don't remember who won the NCAA
Title last year?
title last year.
I'm gonna
Georgia did win the NCAA football
I'm gonna
for
say
last year.
Gonzaga.
Where that technically is 2021. No, it wasn't Gonzaga.
Yeah, why not?
But so why don't you give some channel updates?
The
for
channel,
numbers.
the review for this channel this year. When the year's done, we have released 115 videos this year. Which is more than last year. Let's see. Our most watched video of this year came out in March, with 1,600 viewers.
Okay.
That was Massive Darkness 2, Heavenfall unboxing. Our
Kansas beat North Carolina, by the way.
I'm so close. I was in the right state.
Gonzaga's in Washington.
I don't know. Our most commented video this year was on the spill.
Okay. What were the comments on that? Do you remember some of them?
I do, because our most commented video only had 3 comments on it.
Okay.
One was completely in Russian.
Yeah. So bot.
One I had to take down because it was
Bot.
leading to a different website. And the third comment was, I love the box art. It's funny how they make those boats so small in the box. Ha ha.
Okay.
But hey, it's still 3 comments.
Yeah.
I won't say no. What other? We started off the year with only 39. We started off the year with 38 subscribers. At our peak, we had 41.
Okay.
We're down to 39.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm pretty much guessing I know one that joined and left.
So, we did go up this year by a subscriber, which is good. Our total watch time for the year of all of the videos was 37. It was either 37 or 38 hours. I can't remember. Total for the year.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. It's over a day. I think last year's total watch time was like 12.
Okay.
So we've easily doubled that. Other channel facts that I remember looking at before you came down here were our average watch time length was 9 minutes and some odd seconds. So averaging wise, no one's seen this.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they're watching it on like
double speed.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I watch everything at 1.75 or 1.5.
But those are really the only big news from the channel this year.
Okay. Any other things you want to mention from 2022? Anything that happened to you that you want to mention? Big things?
Let's see. England got a new monarch with the king.
Yeah.
That's probably big world news. That's important to somebody.
That affects you how?
Well, I can no longer just randomly go to England and God save the Queen and point at somebody.
Yep.
And cause a commotion. I have to go there and go, God save the King, and point at somebody.
Anything else from 2022 you want to share?
It was a pretty uneventful year. I mean,
you didn't have much happen to you this year.
No.
Well, I guess that's good.
All these are now just, reconstructed bones kind of thing. Attacked by 3 bears.
Yeah.
2 were watching while the one did most of the heavy lifting. But I count as 3 because they were pointing and laughing.
Yep. No, I mean, I guess overall we haven't had a very eventful year all around. I guess the biggest thing is I got a new job.
Yeah. And your new job caused me not to have fun adventures in the world because you always had my car. Otherwise, I'd be out there having fun adventures.
I work at the same place. I didn't get promoted. I actually had to apply and, take the position.
You got promoted to a demotion. You had to apply to go down.
Yep. So I went up at my job this year. Started a health journey this year. Got my health numbers under control. That's probably the biggest thing. You went the opposite way. You decided to say nerds and.
I decided to yell at the internet a lot. They're lucky I haven't started yelling at them during
Yeah.
this video.
Uh,
This might be the first monthly month where I
So-
didn't go off on them.
so real quick, we'll wrap it up with this. And so, one life goal for next year, one gaming goal for next year. For 2023.
One life goal and gaming goal. Gaming goal, I would say get something to hang above this table so we can do a live, or not a live playthrough, but a playthrough that we can record.
Yeah. Okay.
Would be one of the goals.
We have other cameras.
Well, now I gotta hook
Yeah.
something up, so.
Yeah. What about just finishing our little studio area?
That's 80% finished. That's 80% finished is almost 100% done.
Hey, it's better we don't have to leave the house and go find other places to video.
I think I had a poster that said that.
Yeah.
If not, I'm gonna make that.
So what about a life goal? Do you have a life goal?
I don't know. Normally, I don't like to think too far ahead. I guess see 2024.
See, that's a good life goal. I guess for gaming goal for me, it's been a gaming goal the last couple years, and I need to make it happen. I want to play a historical miniature war game. I've got 3 conventions in our area to do it.
Yeah. But the problem with that is they really don't want new people playing because these people are like, this is the only time we get to meet up.
Well,
They muscle you out.
You can sign up. The thing is, I want to pick the right game too. Like, I just don't want to jump in and play like a Napoleonic miniatures war game. I want to do a Civil War one, or like a Wild West one. I guess that's historical.
I would want to do a modern time historical war game.
Well, they have that.
Where my person just operates a drone to survey the thing. So I just have my figure sitting here, away from all the combat. I'm like, yep, he survey.
That's sort of how I played that one game, Scythe.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do what I needed to at the right time, so I couldn't like cross the river on the board.
Nothing destroys giant mechs of the future than little puddles.
Yep. It was funny though. I almost won.
Well, that's because no one could get to you.
No one could do anything with me. So yeah, playing a historical miniature game, I need to make that happen this year. That way I can cross that off my game goal list. But I guess other than that, because it's been one so long, would be to get more games played for the channel here and get more different content out than just these monthly melts and some unboxings. Then life goal, I'll go away from Tim seeing 2024. That should be a thing every year.
Hey, some people won't.
But just continue my health journey and hit the goals there. I do have some goals with that. To do the horseback ride at Gettysburg, to do the train pedal car thing in Stewartstown, the New Freedom. And you do have to be under a certain weight to do those. So those are two goals that are tied with that.
I do have a life goal.
Oh boy.
That I bring up every year. And not only do you mock me, Dad mocks me, people I know mock me, these people probably mock me, is take a vacation by myself.
I don't mock you for that.
You're like, Tim, you're stupid. Where are you going to go?
Well, no, I just ask you where you're going to go, and you, like, don't come up with any place.
I told you several times I want to go to Erie.
Well, see, that's a place I want to go.
Well, you can go
So
some other time.
Why do two separate trips?
I'll go to Rochester. There's things to do. There's 3 museums in Rochester.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the Rochester area for a couple hours.
You know,
it's a nice area.
Maybe I'll just drive west.
Go up and get a garbage plate.
Yep.
But I know this has been longer than we've normally had some of our segments. What are some of your important things that happened this year in 2022? Do you have favorite songs that came out this year? Do you have a favorite movie you saw this year? Favorite book you read? TV show? I don't know if 1883 came out this year, when that came out, but I watched all that this year. Yeah. Loved it.
Favorite family member that just joined your family this year? Maybe you had a kid.
Yeah. If you had 2,
then you gotta pick one.
Yeah. Favorite sports moment? Favorite anything that happened this year? What are some of your big moments from 2022? Again, personal, gaming, anything in that. Do you have goals for 2023? What's your gaming goal? What's your life goals? But again, we do thank you for watching all of this year. 2022 has seen a change in our channel with having our new studio area we're working on.
Yeah.
If you can hear our furnace, I do apologize for that. But it's nicer being able to film at our house than having to travel all over. So hopefully we can get that one going. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe,
Share the video.
share the video. Let's see where we can take 2023, not just with Chalk Cover Games, but gaming and life in general.
Yep. Help us reach 40 subscribers in the year of 2023. We're one away, so if you're watching this, be the one to
Sure,
hit
let's
that
hit
mark.
50. Let's go for 50.
So
I know you've been pushing 50 as a big number.
I've only been pushing it for 3 years.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We get the 50 describers.
Yeah, if you describe.
50 subscribers, we will do a giveaway.
Alright. Fair enough.
We got games we can give away.
Yeah.
Uh,
But with that, as always, stay sweet.